Hello, Katarina. And I know this is later than I promised. And I think you know by now that that is usually the case with me. So, and it's also going to be slightly different. I know, I thought about doing Moomins for you, but I think they are probably too special. And too special to you. And I did not want to spoil your mental imagination of their voices. So I have chosen something that I hope you shall like. It's vaguely, well, very scientific, but not in an intimidating way. For me, not for you, because I know you can deal with all sorts of intimidating scientists with great ease. This is Carl Sagan's book, The Demon-Haunted World: Science as a Candle in the Dark. And maybe somebody roughly the same age as I am will remember his TV series and book Cosmos, which was a huge success back in the late 70s, early 80s, and was probably the first science program and first science book that I seriously took an interest in. Needless to say, I haven't developed that interest properly, but it was nice to find this in a bookshop, and it's a rather elegant part of the much needed scientific backlash against New Age mumbo-jumbo and mysticism and all that crap. Not quite as much of a sledgehammer as, I don't know, Richard Dawkins or somebody like that, but still very cutting and very agreeably horrible to people who believe in rubbish. I'll let you hear it and you can make your own mind up. This is chapter 9, and it's called, rather pregnantly, Therapy. It starts with 2 quotations. It is a capital mistake to theorize before one has data. Insensibly, one begins to twist facts to suit theories, instead of theories to suit facts. And that is your friend Sherlock Holmes in a book Conan Doyle wrote called Scandal in Bohemia. And this is another quote. True memories seemed like phantoms, while false memories were so convincing that they replaced reality. Which is from Gabriel Garcia Marquez, his 1992 book Strange Pilgrims, which seems quite apposite, doesn't it? Right, I'll now just read Sagan's words. John Mack is a Harvard University psychiatrist whom I've known for many years. Is there anything to this UFO business? He asked me a long time ago. Not much, I replied, except, of course, on the psychiatric side. He looked into it. He interviewed, quote, abductees, quote, and was converted. He now accepts the accounts of abductees at face value. Why? I wasn't looking for this, he says. There's nothing in my background that prepared me for the alien abduction story. It's completely persuasive because of the emotional power of these experiences. In his book, Abductions, Mack explicitly proposes the very dangerous doctrine that the power of intensity with which something is felt is a guide to whether it's true. I can personally attest to the emotional power, excuse me, but aren't powerful emotions a routine component of our dreams? Don't we sometimes awake in stark terror? Doesn't Mack, himself the author of a book on nightmares, know about the emotional power of hallucinations? Some of Mack's patients describe themselves as having hallucinated since childhood. Have the hypnotists and psychotherapists working with, quote, abductees made conscientious attempts to steep themselves in the body of knowledge on hallucinations and perceptual malfunctions? Why do they believe these witnesses, but not those who reported with comparable conviction encounters with gods, demons, saints, angels, and fairies? And what about those who hear irresistible commands from a voice within? Are all deeply felt stories true? I'm tempted to stop there because I think that more or less sums up the whole abductee mentality. Oh no, I'll read another page for you. A scientist of my acquaintance says, "If the aliens would only keep all the folks they abduct, our world would be a lot saner." But her judgment is too harsh. It doesn't seem to be a matter of sanity. It's something else. The Canadian psychologist Nicholas Spanos and his colleagues concluded that there are no obvious pathologies in those who report being abducted by UFOs. However, and he's obviously quoting from Spanos' report here, intense UFO experiences are more likely to occur in individuals who are disposed to esoteric beliefs in general, and alien beliefs in particular, and who interpret unusual sensory and imaginal experiences in terms of the alien hypothesis. Among UFO believers, those with stronger propensities toward fantasy production were particularly likely to generate such experiences. Moreover, such experiences were likely to be generated and interpreted as real events rather than as imaginings when they were associated with restricted sensory environments, e.g., experiences that occurred at night or in close association with sleep. End quote. Back to Sagan's words. What a more critical mind might recognize as a hallucination or a dream, a more credulous mind interprets as a glimpse of an elusive but profound external reality. Some alien abduction accounts may conceivably be disguised memories of rape and childhood sexual abuse, with the father, stepfather, uncle, or mother's boyfriend represented as an alien. Surely it's more comforting to believe that an alien abused you than that it was done by someone you trusted and loved. Therapists who take the alien abduction stories at face value deny this, saying they would know if their parents were if their patients, I beg your pardon, if their patients were sexually abused. Some estimates from opinion surveys range as high as 1 in 4 American women and 1 in 6 American men have been sexually abused in childhood, although these estimates are probably too high. It would be astonishing if a significant number of patients who present themselves to alien abduction therapists had not been abused, perhaps even in a larger proportion than in the general population. Both sexual abuse therapists and alien abduction therapists spend months, sometimes years, encouraging their subjects to remember being abused. Their methods are similar, and their goals are, in a way, the same. To recover painful memories, often of long ago. In both cases, the therapist believes the patient to be suffering from trauma attendant to an event so terrible that it is repressed. I find it striking that alien abduction therapists find so few cases of sexual abuse, and vice versa. And there I think I will stop. Sorry that it moved into rather unsavoury territory, but rather essential territory for anybody considering vulnerable and gullible people. I'm sure he goes on to, I haven't actually read it properly, I'm sure he goes on to light his candle on the issue of repressed memory. And I'd be happy to read that for you should you so wish. I really, really hope that I did not speak too quickly. I have a feeling that I did, because I have drunk a lot of coffee today, and I think I will go back to bed now. Thank you for listening if you did. I wish you all the best. Goodbye.